Good evening, Beer Fan TV. Welcome to another video. Tonight we have got Angelo Poretti in the can on the channel. Join me. We'll put it in can. I'll give you my first impression, tell you what I think of it. Yeah, join me. Tonight we've got Angelo Poretti in can. Angelo Poretti. We've also got the glass as well. Now the glass tonight has been provided by Garage Bar. They've got loads of things on there. Get yourself over to the website because they've got loads of things, loads of different beer glasses for all your favourite beers. If you're like me and you enjoy beer, it always tastes better in the glass it's supposed to be in, and also looks better as well. But if you carry on watching, we'll give you the discount code as well, so you can get yourself over and get yourself a discount on the stuff over there. But don't forget to have a look at their accessories section, because I've got loads of it there. They've got drip trays, they've got beer mats, they've got everything on there, and all the big brands as well. So if you've got yourself a little bar, little setup, whatever it is, make sure you've got your glasses, your drip trays, your beer mats, everything to go with it to make your setup look amazing to all your pals. So, but yeah, join me. Let's carry on with the review. Yes, guys. So we've got Angelo Poretti. Now, this was originally was originally brewed in Europe until it was bought out by Carlsberg Marston's some time ago. And now, if you look on the can, it does tell you that the lager itself is brewed and canned in the UK in Carlsberg Marston's Brewing in Wolverhampton. So there's no hiding the fact on it. It is kind of one of these. Now I've got it in can. You can get it in bottle as well, but it is kind of more of the premium sort of lager macro beers that a lot of these sort of breweries are going into now. You've got them with Birrificio Moretti. You've got Madri, you've got all these beers that claim to be kind of on the continent, sort of continental lagers, but they're actually brewed under license here in the UK. And this is no different. This is Carlsberg Marston's version. Something that did catch my eye that I thought was quite important, that it is actually apparently brewed with 4 different hops. So I'd imagine that's going to give a bit of there's going to be some sort of bitter undertones there. I don't know, it doesn't mention what hops are used. So I don't know whether that's extract or oils or whatever it might potentially be that they brewed it with, but we're going to find out. I mean, I think let's have a look at the beer in glass and see what it looks like. I think that's key, isn't it? Here we go. In the correct glass. And the great thing about this glass, it is actually slightly nucleated. So I think it could end up being a good glass. First time I've used it. Oh, there you go. If you can see the bubbles in the glass there. Look at that, fantastic. So there we go. This is a 440ml can, and it pretty much, with a head, fills the glass. It's clear, very sort of filtered type lager. And it is nice. And I think I paid for 4 cans. They don't come on the ring pulls anymore. They're kind of all glued together, these floppy bits on them. But I think I paid about £5.50. And I think a bottle of this stuff, 600ml bottle, is going to cost you about £2.50. Very similar to Madri, that kind of stuff. Smell-wise, not a lot going on. You are picking up the sort of standard lagery sort of smells, but it's, you know, nothing wrong there. Taste-wise, it's quite nice. It's not got a full depth of flavour. There's not massive amounts going on there. But I would definitely say you are getting a slight bitterness, ever so slight bitterness at the very end. Again, that'll be the hops. And it's not over-carbonated either. You can see that the bubbles are relatively small, cascading up the glass. I think that's mainly due because of the nucleation in the glass, but it's not overly thin either, to be honest. It's not actually too bad a beer. Slight bitterness to it, quite dry, not really getting much more than that, to be honest. Like 3rd or 4th take of it, it does get slightly more bitter as you go through, and that's going to be the hops. ever so slight sort of citrusy pepperiness about it, ever so slight. But it is really kind of a mass-produced beer for the masses, isn't it? And I want to say it's about 4.8%. Yeah, 4.8%. So it's not a training beer. But that is kind of about it, really. If you're into your continental lagers and you spend quite a bit of money, or you're kind of one of these fans of the craft beer where you kind of like those grapefruity sort of twists and bitter kicks to them, this isn't probably going to be for you. This is morely going to be for your kind of barbecue type beer. And I imagine it's probably going to suit the sort of person that is really into their lagers, because lagers are very generic, aren't they? You know, they're kind of, you can get pilsners, which generally tend to have a little bit more depth of taste. And this is probably just like one of those kind of, it's a lager, isn't it? I was kind of expecting something a little bit more because it mentioned the 4 hops. I'm not really getting that. I mean, it'd be interesting to try something like this, similar to, you know, try this next to a Madri, really. But it's kind of a weekend warrior beer, isn't it? You know, barbecue. Pick a case up from your local shop and take it down there and drink it. It's not a terrible beer. But like I said, if you're into your more complex, you know, layered flavours, tastes, and you want sort of a little bit more from the beer, you're probably not going to get it from this. If you go into a barbecue, you want some beer, something easy to drink on the weekend, this is perfect. You know, there's quite a few beers similar to this. You know, you've got the Madris, you've got the Morettis, you've got a few different ones very similar to it, but this one, I think, holds its own with it. I think this is probably stronger than the other two at 4.8%, so if ABVs are important to you, then this would stand out. But nevertheless, it's a really good beer. It's enjoyable. You know, I think it's interesting, isn't it? Because Tesco's and stuff sell, obviously, shitloads of beer, but they do these little deals, don't they, where you can buy 3 for £6. And I think this is on there quite often, as is Moretti and some of those other ones that are similar to it. Would I buy it again? I probably wouldn't. But if I was at a barbecue and someone offered to me, I wouldn't be insulted by it or offended. I mean, personally, for £2.50 is what a bottle of this costs. Let me show you where I probably would spend my money. So 2 seconds. So a bottle of this, like I said, it's 660ml, is gonna cost you £2.50. Whereas a bottle of this, you can, at the moment, it is on the 6 for 6 deal at Tesco's, Paulana. This stuff is £2 for 6 for, what was it, 3 for £6, £2 each. Now it is only 500ml, but in my opinion, it's a better beer. But this is gonna have way more flavours in it because it's brewed in Germany under the purity law, and those guys do the lagers the very best. So, full and final, you know, my impression of it, first impression of it is, excuse me, it is a nice beer. I would say it's definitely worth a try if you have a barbecue or whatever it is. If you're someone that likes a more complex flavoured beer, give it a go, of course. It may not be your go-to. But if you normally drink this kind of stuff and you're going to give this a go for the weekend, it's not Italian, like it says. It's not an Italian beer. It's brewed and canned here in the UK. It is a British brewed beer, identifying as an Italian. I should do the same. And that's all it really is. But it's not offensive. It's not a terrible beer. It's something you could chuck down your neck at a barbecue. You know, you'd be okay with it. It's certainly better than Carlsberg, Carlsberg Export, those kind of things. So yeah, listen guys, give it a go. It gets a thumbs up from Beer Fan TV, and we'll see you soon on the next video. Take care.